Welcome to episode 66 of The Game Changers. I'm your host, Carla. In this episode, I'm honored to feature Bob Gilchrist, whose expertise, knowledge, and experience will offer invaluable insights. Our discussions will delve into thought provoking topics, ensuring an enlightening experience for our audience. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the whole TSA team for their unwavering support in establishing this platform for meaningful conversations with leaders and innovators within our community. Join me as I explore the stories and insight of our guests, especially in the domain of fantasy football. The Game Changers cultivates a distinctive community, and I am privileged to share this journey with all of you this evening. Who is Bob Gilchrist? He's a passionate advocate in fantasy sports and beyond. Bob Gilchrist wear many hats with pride and versatility. Oh my God! As a board member and executive at Fantasy Care, this organization dedicated to leveraging fantasy sports for positive change. Bob impact is felt across multiple fronts. Known for his dynamic range of skills, Bob embodies the spirit of true jack of all trades, continuously pushing the boundaries of excellence in every endeavor he undertakes. Bob is instrumental in harnessing the power of fantasy sports to effect positive change within his community. His extensive skill set and unwavering dedication exemplify the qualities of a true leader, consistently striving for excellence in all his undertakings. At Fantasy Cares, Bob has been a pivotal force in the developmental and endorsement of the iconic Scott Fishbowl shirts. These shirts have become emblematic of unity and philanthropy within the fantasy sports community, fostering a sense of camaraderie among enthusiasts. Bob's keen eye to detail and creative vision ensure that every design captures the essence of Fantasy Cares and resonates with its supporters. In addition to his role in fantasy sports, Bob is a dedicated father and a passionate advocate for type 1 diabetes awareness. His personal connection to this cause significantly informs his commitment to educating and empowering others about T1D. Bob's dedication to his family and his community is evident in all endeavors, solidifying his reputation as a respectful figure both for sports arenas and the advocacy arena. When not leading charitable initiatives or conceptualizing distinctive apparel, Bob actively explored new business ventures, generously sharing his expertise and extensive knowledge with others. His diverse professional background, combined with his relentless drive, positioning him as an inspiring figure for many. Bob continues to strive for meaningful and lasting impact in both the fantasy sport community and the broader social landscape. He have a great commitment to positive change and it's a testament to his character and the values he move forward and continue to promote. He's a beacon of inspiration for those around him, and he is a positive and lasting impact. Welcome, Bob, to the show. How are you tonight?
Can we get a transcript of that from my wife? Because
I will definitely.
I think I need to share that with her. There is no way that
You are that person, and I was so honored to meet you in Boston. And I had a couple like tongue twisters today. So I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I like my Wednesdays are crazy. But We saved it, and I'll send it to you for sure.
My wife wouldn't believe it. She's like, yeah, it's not the same guy I married.
Oh, we will make her believe, Bob. We will make her believe. So, Bob, what inspired you to get involved with Fantasy Cares, and how has the organization evolved since you joined?
What made me get involved? I got involved just making graphics and being part of the Avi Maker team because I wanted to be in. I wanted to be part of it. This thing is really amazing. You've got analysts and fans playing in at the time it was like 800 people playing, so it was really hard to get into. So you had to, if you volunteered some time, you had a better shot of getting in. And it just kind of evolved from that into making some shirts and getting into the whole Toys for Tots shopping. And then one day we said, we've got a problem. We're making too much money. We're going to have an issue legally. So we took it to United States IRS and applied for the 501c3 and got it all approved within a couple of months. And it definitely has changed quite a bit since I started. It was just a fundraising. It was a couple of guys fundraising to, we're a corporation and national 501c3.
That's amazing. I just love that. So what do you find like most rewarding about designing and approving the Scott Fishbowl shirts, and what impact have they had on the community?
I mean, there isn't anyone that has played in the fishbowl that doesn't have a fishbowl shirt, right? I mean, it's on everyone's t-shirts at the expo, and it's kind of amazing with Jordan and Steven. They also make sure it's between the three of us. We walk into a room and you can see 500 shirts that are made by us at the expo. It was pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know what it would be for Scott, because he walks in and he sees his name on 500 shirts, but we know we made them.
So I know that the shirts are like a big hit, especially when I was helping a little bit in Boston, and people were like, I want the shirt. I want the shirt. I want the shirt. Like, we were listening and we were hearing a lot of commotion about that shirt. So I do agree with you 100%. You guys do the best work for these t-shirts, and people are like, they want them. Even if they come like every single year, they want one from Scotch Fishbowl every single year. What's your input into this?
Heavy.
Heavy?
Very, very heavy on what goes out. Yeah. Can't wait to announce this year's. This year's looking really pretty good. But
do you have like a sketch on the side you can share on the Game Changer?
I am not going to be showing anything. We won't release it till April. You make sure you're following the Fantasy Cares network when we release the theme. Huh?
I'll bring you back in April and you release it here.
Yeah, we'll have it's going to be here before you know it.
I agree.
I agree. I start working on the next year's shirts.
Wow.
before we draft the year we're in.
That's
because
amazing.
you got to start thinking another year ahead.
I agree.
And it's it is amazing how many people buy our shirts. I mean, we sold close to $100,000 in shirts this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Or
That's
maybe,
amazing.
I'm sorry, 80,000.
Yeah. That's amazing. Whatever the price, like the price tag at it, it's like from 80,000. It's amazing for the charity. That's so cool.
Yeah.
What are some of the bigger challenges that you faced in your career, and how have you overcome them?
In my career,
Yes.
changing jobs at 30 was tough.
Yeah.
I went from being a golf pro to a self-taught graphic design CAD drafter. So I do blueprints for a family company that my aunt had started, and basically took the YouTube University all winter long and got
Nice.
kept myself educated in how to draft on CAD.
That's
And
awesome.
from there, I
Wow.
took it into building 3D models, and from there, I started editing shirts, and so I just kind of incorporated what I do, my my actual job, into what I was doing with the fishbowl.
That's so cool. I never knew that about you. That's really amazing to hear about, your work change.
Yeah.
So in what ways do you see the fantasy sports continuing to evolve? And how can they be leveraged further for charitable causes?
So we have started reaching out into other sports.
Yes.
We support fantasy baseball. Um, we are going to be doing a fantasy golf. We have started to get into gaming, sports
Wow.
gaming as well. Like partnering with a casino can be very beneficial. They have a certain number of that they have to give back every year, so they're always looking for charities to work with, and somebody that can supply sports enthusiasts like we can is a very marketable item for us.
So saying that you want to connect with the casino and stuff like that, did you
The
are you
gaming books, yeah.
working? Are you
Hmm?
working right now with someone like with the casino, the
I
gaming
mean,
part?
we've been partnering with Circa over the
You
last
did?
couple of fish bowls. Yeah,
Yeah?
they're a tremendous sponsor of ours, and we are going to be there in 2 weeks for the FSGA, and hopefully we'll be back there for opening fishbowl draft. But we'll have more information on that after next week. But all signs are pointing towards it. We'll be back there.
That's amazing, Bob. I have someone, Anne Dunn. She wants to ask you something. How long have you been involved with SFB, with Scott Fishbowl?
SFB 8. So that would be what, 7 years ago? 6 years ago? 7 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing. So let's talk a little bit about, Scott Fishbowl, because people are so interested in knowing more about it. What got you involved in fantasy football? So you became part of, we learned how you became part of the Scott Fishbowl, but what got you involved in fantasy football for a start?
I was about 12 years old. My
Wow.
Yeah, my friend's father had a league, and I mean, this was back. We had newspapers that we had to get our stats from. Um, we had he had a league going. My friend's father had a league going, so we decided we were going to do a league. There was like maybe 6 of us, and my first, I still recall my first pick was Steve Young, and I backed that up with Jerry Rice. So I had a good year, um, and it I had got into it and I played it then. Had stopped going through. I had stopped playing, but then got to college and we had a group of guys that we still have the league together now, from college. So I want to say it's in year 20. No, yeah, maybe it's in year 25 or so. 26. But they are very difficult to get them to change any rules. So we are playing some archaic rules there.
That's crazy. I heard a lot of like stories about how fantasy football started. They used to send them by mail or by phone and stuff like that. How did it start with Bob Gilchrist?
We did we had a draft in a notebook, and then at the time I want to say it was we would just call. Everyone had to call their opponent and tell them who they're starting. And so the opponent, so 2 of you had your roster, had who was starting, and then you had to wait till the next day when the paper came out, to figure out the scoring. And you'd both score it yourselves, and then you'd call the guy up and make sure that you matched.
That's crazy. What do you like most about the olden days that you don't enjoy right now?
Being young,
Yes, me
I
too.
mean, the olden days. I don't know. I definitely liked the you could tape a game and watch it later without
Yes.
having to worry about getting the score from anywhere, or hearing it somewhere, or going on Twitter and seeing it. I remember days that my father would record a game and come home after a whole day of work, and he still wouldn't know who won or anything, and he'd sit and watch the game. And I thought that was the best thing, is to be able to watch it when you wanted to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. Can you share a story about a particular SFB shirt design that holds a special meaning to you or the community?
Let's see. I'm gonna go with one that's really. It was actually designed by Jordan, and it is from SFB 13, and it is the Skittles logo.
Oh,
And the reason I chose that is my daughter, who has type 1 diabetes. Her favorite low sugar is having Skittles. So I had taken the SFB shirt and turned it into T1D shirt, and or it said type 1 instead of SFB 13. And it's a big hit at all the diabetes events that we go to, and everyone's always asking about them.
that's amazing. So it's so sentimental to you. So, talking about your daughter, we're gonna have JC before we talk a little bit about diabetes. Show us a small video about your daughter that you sent me, and then we can take the lead from there. JC, we cannot hear it, JC. We still can't hear it, so maybe we can go back to it in a few. Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about your daughter and like your personal connection to type 1 diabetes. I know you're a big advocate and you are dedicated to your family because both your wife and your daughter have type 1 diabetes. Can you share the story how it all started, and we can take it from there?
Yeah. So it all started about let's see, it was COVID. So that was 2020. Yeah. Because she's had it for 4 years. My daughter was 4 years old, and all of a sudden seemed to be getting thinner. And when I look back, there was all kinds of these warning signs that you're supposed to be looking for. But you don't think of it because nobody does.
Agree.
It wasn't historically in our family or any reason genetically that we thought we had to be looking for T1D. And one morning she came down and she had blue lips, and my wife took her to the emergency room. And within a half hour, they figured out her blood sugar was over like 800. And what happens is your blood becomes acidic at that point. And it's actually toxic for you. And they got her down and rushed her into Boston Children's Hospital, and basically had been diagnosed, and we had to figure. They handed us the stuff to keep her alive and said, "You're on your own." And then we needed to figure everything out, which luckily my wife is absolutely amazing. She is very studious and did a lot of research, and she'd give me the cliff notes so I could get filled in on what I needed. And a year later, my wife was diagnosed. And she was diagnosed on Halloween. So
oh wow.
It really it hit our family pretty hard in that whole year stretch. And then my wife got involved with JDRF, which is now Breakthrough T1D, and she got involved very heavily into clinical trials, and she is now currently on the board of T1D New England Breakthrough, and she is the lead volunteer of clinical trials from New England.
That's awesome.
And she's traveling to speak at other conferences. So she was in Cincinnati last weekend.
Wow, that's an amazing story, Bob. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's really like an eye opener, especially that your daughter was diagnosed first and then the mom.
Which is not common.
It's not common at all. It's not common at all.
You
warriors.
could get diagnosed anytime before you're 40.
Wow. That's a great story. Let's hear from your daughter, and then we can take it from there.
Okay.
Okay, JC.
Hi, I'm Emmy. I'm so excited for Children's Congress. I live in North Reading, Massachusetts, and that's near Boston. I got diabetes when I was 4, but that was a long time ago because now I'm 7. Type 1 diabetes means when I'm high, I need insulin, and that when I'm low, I need rescue sugars, and that my pancreas doesn't give me insulin. My Omnipod is like a robot. It gives me insulin. My other robot is a Dexcom. It tells me my blood sugar. My Dexcom and my Omnipod talk to each other, but I just can't hear them. I would like to find a way for diabetes robots to not have pokes or shots. It's important that Congress gives money to type 1 diabetes so we can get rid of it sometime. I like to play with my friends and do art and snuggle with my family a lot and read books. I still do lots of fun things with type 1 diabetes, like be a mermaid, swim with mermaids, eat lots of ice cream, climb trees, go to the top of Mount Washington. I can golf, ski, and swim. And I love Disney. I go to baseball games and I love to dance. I raise lots of money for JDRF with my family and friends. Now I'm going to go to Children's Congress. It's going to be real, not made of Legos. Thanks for watching my video. I'm going to go to Children's Congress and teach them all about diabetes because I'm a diabetes expert. Bye!
She's such an amazing princess. I love her. You have to tell her that. I love her, love her, love her. She's amazing, and I'm rooting for her. You have such a great warrior in your home, and I think you're raising a great, great person for the future. To she's voicing herself, and she's fighting for something that she believes in. Kudos to you and your family, Bob. Thank you for sharing this story.
She wrote a letter to the superintendent of schools today too. So I got an email from him and said he's hanging out with you. Your daughter's hanging out with your wife too much. Because they sent a petition in for an extra art class or something like that.
She's amazing. I can't.
Yes.
I love everything that she said. It's a great thing to see a young at that young age. I know that they grow up faster than they should, but they hit a closed door sometimes that we need to hit to open our eyes to something that we need to see, which is really amazing. Thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
So how about let's talk a little bit about still diabetes. What advice would you give other parents of children with type 1 diabetes based on your experience and insights, Bob?
I mean, first I would say it's not the end of the world. Yeah. It's manageable. And they will still Alexa stop. Must be 9:00.
Yes.
It's manageable, and the amount of progress that they have made in the last 10, 15 years has been a game changer. Before they used to have to prick their finger every time, and now they have continuous glucose monitors that give you your glucose within 10 minutes of what it was. So that is very important. So the best advice I can give anyone is to use technology to your advantage. Use it. I mean, don't be using the syringe and pricking fingers all the time.
Yeah.
Use what people have designed, and they could have a cure in Emmy's lifetime for it.
Yes, science is evolving a lot nowadays. So I agree with you to use something that they're doing to better our lives in the future. Can you share?
You're not going to use a Commodore Apple computer. You go get a new one.
Oh
I'm
my
really
God!
showing my age now, right?
Yeah, I remember the computers when they were, and now out of nowhere, it's not happening anymore, which is really awesome. Everything is changing. Can you share a story about a particular memorable and rewarding moment in your type diabetes 1 advocacy journey, especially with your loved ones?
So we go to a conference every year, and it is at Disney World. It's through Children with Diabetes, CWD, and it's called Friends for Life. And every year, at the same time, the fishbowl is going on. By the way, not that it's a busy time at all. We go down to Disney, and my daughter had a pen pal that was in Baltimore, and they had been writing back and forth for almost 2 years, and FaceTiming and like sending each other gifts, and they got to meet for the first time in front of Magic Kingdom.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I used to have
we all went down to meet for that conference, you know?
Yeah. I used to have a pen pal. We used to have my school and friends. We had pen pals together. So saying that, you remind me of my childhood. That's just amazing. I didn't know that kids still write letters.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, it's more I mean, they did send letters at first, and then it's more of text and FaceTime now. But
I know, but
at the beginning, the first couple were handwritten letters. Yeah.
That's nice. I love it. Oh my God, I really do. What are the some of the misconceptions about type 1 diabetes, and that you frequently encounter, Bob, and how do you work on to dispel them?
I mean, the biggest pet peeve is mixing type 1 with type 2. So type 2 is a food restriction. It is something that it is caused by your own diet. Type 1 is genetic, and it's an autoimmune disease. So it's something that the person had no control over. It's their pancreas just was attacked by its own body.
Yeah.
So like the most common ones are, oh, she's got diabetes. Can she have cake? Yep. Yes. Can she have? There's nothing she can't have, except she has celiac as well, so she can't have gluten. But she that's one of the most common ones, is like food and sugar. The people don't understand how the sugar works. Sugar is a medicine to her. Like, she has to have Skittles if she had too much insulin. Like in the middle of the night, I go up and I give her a juice box if she's going too low.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So like that was one of her favorite lines. Was one of my favorite things about diabetes is I get juice in the middle of the night. You know, so it really is a big misconception when it comes to diabetes.
I agree. I have lupus myself, so I'm so familiar with everything that you're saying. We have a lot of people saying that about them. They have type 2 with Greg and Wendy and everybody tonight. And we have Scott Fish in the building saying hi as well. So, hi, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to this episode with Bob tonight. Um, so, Bob, what has been your most exciting business venture to date, and what motivated you to pursue it?
I'm gonna say that making fantasy carrots happen. I mean, when Scott, Russ, and John and I were talking, and we said, let's make it official, and trying to make it legal within the calendar year. There was 2 months left to get it approved, and got it approved within with like 15 days to spare.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That was fast. Like that was really good work.
Yeah,
I can't believe
October
you guys.
October I started doing all the paperwork, and then Scott got the letter in December, I think.
That's great. That's really exciting. I don't know how
Yeah.
you guys pulled it. That's really exciting. But right now, like you said, you started with like 80 people at the Scott Fish. Can you care to share a little bit how many people right now you have
There was
with the
there was 800, I think, when I first
800,
started.
800.
800
My God.
playing when I first started playing, and then
Yes.
we had 4,000 this last year.
Oh my God. This is how much you have? Like 4,000?
We had 4,000 playing. We had 45,000 sign up.
Wow. Oh my God. That's a really big number to start with 800 to 45 signing up. And you cannot like have them all. So you have to cut at some point. And
You
how
even have to
many people?
bring it up with Scott. I mean, if I don't do that.
You have to open, Scott, more like places and get more people involved so you can have the 45,000 people.
It's
That's crazy.
I mean we're working our way up there. I mean
I agree.
it's gone up quite a bit. No, it's gone up what
It is
3,000 people in 5-6 years.
Wow. Life draft in Door County. So talking about the life draft, how many life drafts you have this year, 2025? Do you have a plan? How many do you have
no,
this year?
we don't know how many yet this year. Last year we had 26, 27 maybe, or no, 30, I think. I think
30
we're
of
at
them.
30. So I wouldn't suspect that we go down.
You gonna go more or down?
Oh, I wouldn't suspect that we are.
No.
I think there will be more.
People want more. I mean, I've heard it in Boston. Everybody was so excited. They love how they are coming together. They're working together through the charity and stuff like that. It's amazing to listen to what people can say, especially live. And I cannot wait if you're doing it in Boston this year to get the chance to help you out as well. That would be an honor for me.
Definitely, we definitely will be.
Yeah.
That's one of the perks that Boston and Minnesota and Cincinnati have. Are you're pretty much guaranteeing that we're gonna have one.
I agree. So tell me, how do you manage how do you manage to balance multiple professional roles and a life itself, Bob, with the family, with the diabetes, with the advocacy, and then Scott Fishbowl and your own personal life? How can you manage to work it all?
Lots and lots of Starbucks.
Agree. I live on black coffee myself.
Yep, straight black coffee. And I guess it's I don't have to commute, so that
Yeah.
saves a lot of time for me, and I've got everything I need. I've got 5 screens here, and can pretty much get everything that I need done right here. So, I think the rock star is coming.
What?
I think the rock star is here.
You would
Yeah,
love to tell her.
Emmy.
Definitely.
I'm still confused.
And, well, they just saw your video. You can come up.
Okay.
Your
Hi,
video
Emmy.
about Children's Congress. Come in.
Hi.
You can say hi.
Hi.
We just saw your video. I loved it so much. Can you tell me a little bit about what you were trying to say in the video and advocate for your type 1 diabetes?
You were talking about Children's Congress. So you were telling people your favorite low candy.
Yes.
What is it?
Skittles.
Okay.
I love it too. That's amazing. Do you have a specific color for Skittles, or you can eat all the colors?
All the colors.
All of them? The rainbows?
Yeah.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves you. Everyone is saying hi to you. We love you so much. And we think that you are so strong. And you are a beautiful princess with that dress of yours twirling around the video. And you are such a great warrior. We're so proud of you.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
She's such a sweetheart. I love her.
Yeah,
Can
she was getting ready for bed.
Yes. She wants a hug and a
Go ahead.
kiss before
No,
she
she was
sleeps.
just getting ready for bed, and she was stopping by. So, yeah.
Yes. Bob, can you discuss the importance of a mentorship and knowledge sharing in your career and how you engage with others in this capacity?
I guess that's pretty much how I got started doing any of the graphics in fantasy football, was just helping out the smaller companies, the smaller people just doing startup podcasts or startup shows, or helping out, teaching people how to use Adobe. So, I mean, I've always tried to help other people do things, rather than I never was looking. I was never looking to do anything in the industry except make some drawings, which I was doing as like a hobby pastime, kind of like stress reliever, and
Yes.
that now it's evolved into more work than my actual job. So you never know how things are going to turn out.
I agree. So, outside of your professional and advocacy work, what hobbies or interests do you enjoy that might surprise some people?
Legos. I like doing Legos with my son.
Really?
Yeah. Hey,
That's cool.
He wouldn't let me do his last one. The last one he got. He wouldn't let me do anything.
No.
Yes, he put together the Avengers Tower. At 6 years old, he put
Remember
together 5,000 pieces. They're three and a
That's
half foot
crazy.
tall.
I love that.
Yep.
I really love it. So this Sunday, two teams are playing, and one of them is my team, which I love.
The Lakers, and
Chiefs, no, the Chiefs and
you're talking football. I forgot. Okay.
football, definitely football.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm really interested in knowing which team you're with, and if you think that the Chiefs are gonna win their three-peat this year.
No.
Why?
Because it's not easy. I'm gonna say that as a Patriots fan.
Yes.
Because I don't want them to. I want Philadelphia to win. I want Philly to beat them. I hope there's a Philly special. Something that causes them not to win. I don't know. Saquon and the Eagles are going to be tough to beat because they can control the ball, and he can take any run to the house.
But come on, the Chiefs are paying the refs, no?
I mean, if we're going down that road, I mean, people used to say that about Tom Brady.
I agree 100%.
And obviously was not true. So
No.
I think that that's called dead air chat.
Yes.
This week right here is when that kind of stuff can come up, which, it's great for media to have the whole week be media stuff, but you end up running out of stories.
I can't wait for the Sunday to see who's going to win. I mean, both teams are really good and they deserve the win. But if the Chiefs won like their three-peats, it's going to be really amazing too. Like one in history. So we will see. We will see what's going to happen. So what's next for your projects for Fantasy Cares, Bob? Do you have anything like coming new that you would like to talk about, or just share the game changers?
Well, we have a new game show that's coming out on the Fantasy Cares channel.
Really? That's cool. What's called?
Joey Wright is going to be hosting, and he's going to be doing that on Monday nights. Yeah, Monday nights.
Nice.
On Tuesday nights, we have Zach Reed and J Mike doing the rookie hootenanny, talking about all the rookies coming for the upcoming draft on Wednesday night. We've got Zach, Scott, myself, and Russ just hanging out, talking about whatever.
That's nice.
So we are starting to fill up the nights on the Fantasy Cares channel and just hang out and give away prizes.
So Scott is saying Monday night at 9 p.m. For trivia. I'm gonna have trivia. That's really
9 p.m.
amazing.
Trivia. 9:30 would be the hootenanny on Tuesday night. 9:30 on Wednesday night.
That's so cool. And Greg is making sure that you read his bet proposal. So he's betting you that he will take the Chiefs, you take the Eagles, and loser will donate $20 to Fantasy Cares. Are you in or out?
That's fine. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So and Thursday night with Lane and Scott. So you guys have like pretty much like hugging the whole week. This is gonna be really amazing.
Well, we like to give back. I mean, people are donating, and we like to
Yes,
give. So we'll keep showing up as long as people want us to. I mean, we'll
that's
go
cool.
away as soon as everyone gets tired of us.
I don't think they're gonna be done with you guys. That's so cool. So when it's gonna start, Bob? When the first episode for you? If you wanna share it at the Game Changers.
For what?
You said that your podcast on Monday, there's Wednesday and Thursday. So when you're starting that? Are you starting next week or in a month or
Um,
when?
9 minutes.
In 9 minutes. So tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God! Tonight at
We've been doing it every Wednesday night for the last I would say 3 months or so. We started doing Wednesday nights. Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh my God. That's amazing. Kudos
Yeah.
for you. So give me some feedback from, the community. How you're engaging with your community other than, the podcast and stuff like that. How can you keep the engagement going? And especially that there's the expo at some point, there's Boston. Do you go somewhere else for Scotfish other than Boston for life drafting, or this is like um, your home place when you go life drafting?
So up until last year, I had been to more fish bowls than Scott, live drafts than Scott. Because he got me last year. He got 2 extras on me last year, so he pulled ahead by 1. Because I actually, the first year that we did live drafts, I hosted Orlando and Boston. And I do go to the Orlando one every year because I'm down there for the diabetes conference, and
Yes.
I will be hitting up a few more this year. I think that's one of our main goals, or at least one of my main topics will be to schedule the live events to allow people to get to multiple ones.
Yes.
Where you could have a Philadelphia, New York, or Boston, New York in the
Yes.
same weekend, but different days, that people would go to both. So
Great.
that type of thing would be a goal for us to accomplish this year. We do have a plan to go to New York and maybe Philly this year. Zach Reed, Russ Fisher as well.
Yes.
And Zach and I are going to go to Orlando this year.
Nice.
Yes.
That's gonna be amazing. So you're gonna travel with the family and then go to the life draft.
Yeah, they get it. They don't
Yes.
understand why it's so popular, but they get why I'm going.
Yes, definitely. I don't want to take too much of your time, like, because I know that you have another podcast to get ready for. But do you have anything that you want to share that you didn't share at the Game Changers with us tonight, Bob?
No, you guys got me to talk more than I've talked all 2025 on our Wednesday night show. So I think Scott, Sniper Mel can attest to that. Cindy and everyone can attest that this is more talking than I've done all year.
Me too. I've seen you in Boston, so I know. One more question for you before I end the show, though. So I asked this to everybody, all my guests. If you have any secret or anything from your childhood that you never shared ever before, and you would like to share it on the Game Changer.
Secret from my childhood. I mean, I don't really. I don't. Wow. I guess I would have said the fantasy draft at 12, but no, I don't. I can't think of one off the top of my head that I was.
You didn't do anything in school without telling anybody, like something you never mentioned before ever?
I mean, I once stuffed the kid in a locker.
What?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yes. It was fun. I mean, he fit, and it was something to do.
He fit. I love it.
Yeah. He was,
Oh my God, that's so nice. I love that. Kimberly is taking bad that I have a really nice guest tonight. No, I know you know that they love you, and they enjoy the show, and I get to take secrets from people that they never mentioned before. So thank you for sharing that, Bob. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry.
That's tough to think of. I mean, I
Nobody
bet
can
I'd
picture
come up with a
it.
great one in about 15 minutes, but that was the only one that came to mind.
That's really good. I like it. I want to say thank you to Hope for sending me this t-shirt. She did a great job with that, and I'm really appreciative for her work. So just saying that before we finish the show. Um, so Bob, before we're done, before we finish the show, can you please share with our audience the ways they can connect with you and your social media platforms?
I mean, the best way is anything with fantasycares.org. We are fantasycares.org on every platform. I am Bob Gilchrist FF at every platform, and email. You can email at bob@fantasycares.org if you're trying to get my attention, because I am not great at looking at my social media.
I agree.
But
Sometimes
I
you're busy.
am good at catching my emails.
Yes. Thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate your attendance for this episode of the Game Changers. I trust that my discussion with Bob has offered valuable insights into his experiences and the world of fantasy football. I invite you to join me for the next episode on Wednesday, February 12th, featuring Bob Long, so two Bobs in a row, as my special guest.
I
A
spell
special
mine the other way, though.
Really? Yes. A special acknowledgement goes to JC for his vital contributions behind the scene and the whole TSA team. Subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your feedback helps us improve. Follow us on social media for updates on upcoming episodes and join our community, the Sports Affiliation, where everyone is welcome. Until next time, continue to challenge the game and make your mark. This is Carla with Bob Gilchrist, signing off, wishing you a pleasant evening. Good night.